idea had been in the back of my mind for years to do an entire evening of pole dresser songs, especially as I discovered there were dozens to choose from. But instead of an entire program, we're just going to give you a couple of them. While strolling down the street one eve upon mere pleasure bent, 'twas after business worries of the day, I saw a girl who shrank from me, in whom I recognized my schoolmate in a village far away. "Is that you, Madge?" I said to her. She quickly turned away. "Don't turn away, Madge, I am still your friend. Next week I'm going back to see the old folks, and I thought perhaps some message you would like to send." "Just tell them that you saw me," she said. "They'll know the rest. Just tell them I was looking well, you know. Just whisper if you get a chance to Mother dear and say I love her as I did long, long ago." "Just Tell Them That You Saw Me" is one of hundreds of songs of this era that portrayed the simple, innocent country girl who came to the big city only to be ruined by it. Songwriters of the 1890s were obsessed with this theme more than any other. But something about this picture changed drastically in the years that followed. All of a sudden, the wide-eyed small-town girl seemed to be able to take care of herself very well, according to many composers, including Irving Berlin in this 1911 song. Mabel Brown came to town, all dressed up in her gingham gown, and a ribbon in her hair, in her eyes a vacant stare. Joined a show, wrote her beau. Mabel wanted to let him know she was earning, so to speak, $20 a week. Her beau came down to New York town to see his Mabel dear. The minute that he saw her flat, he whispered in her ear, "How do you do with Mabel on $20 a week? Tell us how you are able on $20 a week. A fancy flat and a diamond bar, 20 hats and a motor car. Go right to it, but how do you do it on $20 a week?" The maiden with the dreamy eyes you cannot well resist. There's magnetism in those eyes. They make a fellow feel that she is longing to be kissed, and there is where the danger lies. Although marriage you're opposing, when you see her eyes half closing, you cannot resist proposing to the maiden with the dreamy eyes. There are eyes of blue, there are brown eyes too, there are eyes of every size and eyes of every hue. But I surmise that if you are wise, you'll be careful of the maiden with the dreamy eyes. Irving Berlin weighed in with his opinion of this invention in 1912. "There's a certain flirtin' man with money in the bank. The man I mean owns a machine, the kind you have to crank. His great delight is to invite a girlie for a whirl in his machine, and I just mean to kinda warn each girl. Keep away from the fella who owns an automobile. He'll take you far in his motor car, too darn far from your pa and ma. If his 40 horsepower goes 60 miles an hour, say goodbye forever, goodbye forever. There's no chance to talk, squawk or balk. You must kiss him or get out and walk. Keep away from the fella who owns an automobile. She's only a bird in a gilded cage, a beautiful sight to see. You may think she's happy and free from care. She's not. The so she seems to be. 'Tis sad when you think of her wasted life, for youth cannot mate with age, and her beauty was sold for an old man's gold. She's a bird in a gilded cage. The holy man then spake these words, before you're joined for life, has any person aught to say 'gainst you as man and wife? Then down the aisle there came a man with quick and eager tread, and pointing to the trembling bride, these words he calmly said: "Those wedding bells must not ring out, she is another's bride. I saw her at the altar rail, we stood there side by side. She cannot claim another's hand, she dare not break the law's command. A guilty wife, you see her stand, those bells shall not ring out. Will you love me in December as you do in May? Will you love me in the good old-fashioned way? When my hair has all turned gray, will you kiss me then and say that you love me in December as you do in May?" The composer of that song was Ernest R. Ball, who wrote many songs most of us know, including When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, Let the Rest of the World Go By, and Mother Machree. The lyrics, however, were written by James J. Walker, who would later be the 100th mayor of New York and one of its most colorful. Irving Berlin was a supporter of Walker's and wrote 2 campaign songs for him. He also wrote a song celebrating happy marriage, but under sad circumstances: the death from typhoid of his first wife, Dorothy, in 1912, only 5 months after they were married. I lost the sunshine and roses, I lost the heavens of blue, I lost the beautiful rainbow, I lost the morning dew, I lost the angel who gave me summer the whole winter through, I lost the gladness that turned into sadness when I lost you. After the ball is over, after the break of morn, after the dancers leaving, after the stars are gone, many a heart is aching if you could read them all. Many the hopes that have vanished after the ball.